Warning, the following mid-month starting 8-bit independent flick is for mature as well as immature audiences as well. Viewer discretions have been advised. The following footage takes place approximately 15 minutes before this week's Indy Radio Arcade during a sound check. Alright, testing for the Indy Radio Arcade, take 1. Susu Studio. You know what? I can't say that without mentioning the whole car ride with my cousin where I just kept screaming at the top of my lungs, just say the word, oh, Susu Studio. Man, that was one long car ride for 30 minutes listening to the same song that she wanted me to get out of the car for while it was still in motion. Alright, enough silliness, Maestro. I think we tested the mic enough. I think it's time for us to christen this new computer and switch the feed. No, Maestro, not that button up there, that button down there. What are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, live from Morristown, New Jersey, it is the level 109 edition of the Indy Radio Arcade. And now here's your host, a man who decided to wait 24 hours before the actual date he was supposed to do this show to test that computer, DJ Smokey. Hey! Somebody, and I'm not naming names, decided to say, it's hotter than hell in here, I'm gonna do this tomorrow. Not naming names, somebody. Well, besides all of that, folks, welcome to the Indy Radio Arcade Level 109 edition. I am your game show host for the East Coast, DJ Smokey, and we've got plenty of that 8-bit goodness that'll cool you down during this hot week. Because we kick off this show with a very special on-the-job cop training edition of the 3M. And the movie we have on the plate stars Denzel Washington. Only hint we're gonna give you. Also, besides that, we go ahead and check out a very special Vault Hunting Trilogy edition of the Instant Classic video game review. And this is another one of those games we said we were going to review in September. Oh boy, were we wrong. Next up on the plate, we put your high scores on high display along with some indie games along the way for another edition of the Indie Wall of Fame. And before you ask, Maestro, yes, the high scores in the games that we have for this week will count a part of that indie record we're trying to make before the end of this month. Good question, though. Then finally, last but not least, we wrap up this show with yet another edition of the $64,000 question. And for you indie artists out there and fans of 90s cartoons, you're definitely gonna love the way this indie challenge is gonna go because it won't kill you. We promise. And I guess with the Maestro rolling the machines, I might as well tell everybody at home to get out their pennies, quarters, nickels, dimes, Albanian money, or whatever sort of indie money you think you could bring in here, including bitcoins during this independent month like no other, to get ready to play another 8-bit indie edition of the Indy Radio Arcade. It's time to play the game, kids.